It's not enough that there are 15 big titles coming to the PS5 in the coming years, so we decided to take a look at 15 additional titles, ranging from console exclusives to titles releasing on PS4 as well as some multi-platform games worth checking out on next-gen consoles. So without further ado, let's get into it. Project ATHIA. A timed console exclusive for PS5, which is also coming to PC, not much is known about Project ATHIA. It's an open-world title, as Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda confirmed, and is set in a fantasy world, with the protagonist having extensive mobility. Luminous Productions of Final Fantasy XV fame is developing it here, and there's ray tracing support. Regardless of exclusivity, it's going to be a long wait until its release, but that's a reoccurring theme for many next-gen titles. Quantum Error. Team Kill Media's Quantum Error is a first-person shooter with cosmic horror trappings. The story sees firefighter Jacob Thomas and his crew answering a distress call at the Monad Quantum Research Facility. There are worse things than fire to worry about, with Jacob and his crew fighting for survival against grotesque entities. Quantum Error will be coming to PS4 along with PS5, but the latter is targeting 4K resolution and 60 FPS and implementing ray tracing. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Insomniac's other big PS5 title features the return of Ratchet & Clank. Dr. Nefarious has meddled with space and time, opening up rifts that lead to different dimensions. Players will be hopping from one world to the next, revisiting old locations and exploring new realms instantaneously thanks to the PS5's SSD. More enemy variety, an epic story, ray tracing, and much more could make this the very best Ratchet & Clank yet. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Though lacking the creation element that's defined the Little Big Planet series, Sackboy: A Big Adventure leans more into the equally stellar platforming. Even more interesting is that along with 2.5D traversal, players will also have 3D movement and other unique perspectives. Up to 4 players are supported, and so far, this is looking like yet another solid platformer to the PS5's roster. Solar Ash. From the developer of Hyper Light Drifter comes something different. Solar Ash may look surreal, but it's a 3D title full of high-speed platforming and huge monsters, set in the dangerous Ultra Void, which is home to a host of different worlds. One moment you could encounter lost souls and defy gravity, the next could be a desperate battle against angry entities. Solar Ash is a ways off, coming to PS4, PS5, and PC in 2021, and is shaping up quite well. Haven. It's funny how quickly Haven went from the game baker's next title to that game at every single showcase this year. Nevertheless, this co-op RPG about you and Kay, a couple on the run, is equal parts exploration and combat. Throw in crafting, slight resource management, a limited HUD, and dialogue choices for something truly unique from the developer's last effort, Fury. Haven releases this year for PS4, PS5, and PC. SCARLET Nexus. Bandai Namco's next hack-and-slash title looks to channel Astral Chain, implementing psychic powers against a futuristic backdrop. As Yuito Sumeragi of the OSF, players will explore the city of New Himuka, using psychokinesis to toss objects around while slicing mutant foes apart. Interestingly, the story is written by staff behind Tales of Vesperia, so there should be a meaty plot to go with the action when Scarlet Nexus releases for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. RETURNAL. Arcade may be dead for Housemarque, but the Resogun and Nex Machina developers might have found their next calling in Returnal. Players control a pilot on a strange world, trapped in a time loop and constantly reviving as the world changes around them. The roguelike elements, especially with this kind of fidelity, are interesting, and it'll be interesting to see how the combat shakes out. Returnal doesn't have a release date, but it is exclusive to the PS5. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon features a new protagonist, Ichiban Kasuga, and a new setting, a red light district in Yokohama. The classic beat-em-up action-adventure has also been turned into a turn-based RPG, which means numerous special moves, assists, classes, and much more. Don't worry though, the series' penchant for sub-stories and additional activities is still intact, as is the bizarre humor. Yakuza Like a Dragon is out for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Xbox Series X in November, but arrives for PS5 at a later date. Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red's long-awaited magnum opus is nearly upon us. Set in the futuristic Night City, Cyberpunk 2077 packs in life paths for 3 different origin stories, tons of NPCs to interact with, numerous side quests and activities, a branching narrative where choices matter, and a massive world. All of this and Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand. Some things like melee combat could still be improved, but Cyberpunk 2077 is looking stellar. It will have PS5 and Xbox Series X support at launch in November, with full-fledged next-gen versions coming in 2021. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The gameplay overview trailer for Valhalla that Ubisoft showed off during their recent event took some time to emphasize one aspect in particular: exploration. That's to be expected from any open-world game, but what can we expect from Assassin's Creed Valhalla specifically? Well, the trailer has shown us glimpses of side activities such as hunting and fishing, finding ruins, and uncovering secrets across England. What exactly that entails is something we probably won't find out until we play the actual game ourselves. But things are looking good so far. Watch Dogs Legion. After the dreary rendition of Watch Dogs Chicago and the much more colorful and livelier San Francisco of Watch Dogs 2, with Legion, Ubisoft are now taking the series across the pond, all the way over to the United Kingdom, more specifically to London. True to the series' aesthetic, it's not an exact one-to-one replica of the city, and instead based off of it, and realized in a way to suit the series' near future and cyberpunk-light narrative backdrop. Hitman 3. The World of Assassination series comes to a close in Hitman 3, and IO Interactive intends to end it on a dark note. New locations like Dubai and England have been revealed, the former featuring the world's tallest building, while the latter features a Knives Out style murder mystery. Modes like Sniper Assassin and Escalation Contracts return, while others like Ghost Mode are going away. The entire game, along with missions from previous titles, is playable exclusively in PlayStation VR, providing yet another PlayStation advantage. We'll learn more about the various changes and new locations en route to Hitman 3's release in January 2021 for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Resident Evil Village. Vampires, werewolves, morally gray Chris Redfield, Resident Evil Village truly has it all. Capcom returns to the first-person perspective after its recent series of remakes, with Ethan traveling to a strange village in Europe. Not much has been revealed, at least officially, but Resident Evil Village looks to expand on the series' exploration when it releases next year for PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X. MAQUETTE. Another unconventional adventure game published by Annapurna Interactive, this one developed by Graceful Decay. MAQUETTE is about a modern-day love story, except that many of the usual issues manifest in a world full of recursive puzzles. At the center of this world, one feels huge, but as you zoom out, objects become larger, and learning to manipulate these facets is the key to progressing. Releasing in 2021 for PS4, PC, and PS5, MAQUETTE is worth keeping an eye on. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.